happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a fantastic weekend. It is, of course, the Thanksgiving weekend, so I hope if you have been celebrating, you have had a lovely time. We are so excited about getting our Sunrun system online because it's windy right now and there's rain forecast as well, and it's very cold. It's just above freezing. I am frozen. I've filmed 3 things in a row. I'm actually filming this the week before Thanksgiving. We just filmed an impromptu video in the truck, and I'm very cold. Let's just say that. But we're hoping for this to come online very soon because we've had some intermittent power this week, and the lights keep coming on the truck because the power kept turning off and then turning back on again. I don't know what's going on inside. But when this goes on, obviously it will help us to have a more secure and stable power supply. Unfortunately, if you didn't watch last week's Sunday musing and garden and chicken update, which was actually 2 weeks ago because Kate did last week's one, you will note that you may not know that our electrician hurt his back, and so he's not been able to finish the installation. We probably won't get anything finished, I don't think, or installed until the new year now, because you have to take your time with a back injury. But let's talk about what's been going on with the chickens and the garden. As you can see, everything has been secured, and that was a dog teasing a chicken. Ghost, no, you are not supposed to. No. Ghost, no. Anybody wants a border collie, but training him, it is slowly working. But when he thinks my back is turned, he runs up to the chicken coop and basically goes boo at the chickens, which the chickens do not like, and I wouldn't like either. This is why the chickens are inside and he is outside. Ghost, come here, please. Ghost! I normally don't let him outside when I'm filming the chicken and the garden update and the Sunday musing, but this week I'm like, he's been really good this week. I'll let him out so he can be in the garden with me. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Not a lot's been going on over here. The beans are continuing to grow, which is good. Look at how high they are. They're going to have some bean sprouts in the spring, hopefully, as long as the frosts don't get them. It's going down to like -5, -6 at night time right now, which is very cold. The sprouts, I'm giving up on the sprouts, officially giving up on the sprouts. Everything else is doing okay. The winter vegetables are doing okay. I've thinned them out a little bit, but I need to thin them out a bit more. The chickens are all right, despite Ghost trying to trouble them then. And he's actually scared of the rooster. I should point this out. Whenever I open the door and the rooster pops his head out, Ghost runs off because he's scared of the rooster. But when the fence is up and he can't actually get to the chickens, he thinks it's good fun to worry them. Border collies, they always want to herd something. But look, I've got an egg, so that's good. You may or may not have noticed from the title that this video today, it's not going to have a huge amount of gardening in because it's been so blinking cold, but it does indeed have a little bit of something else. Namely that I'm looking for a tractor. I'm not talking about a big tractor, I'm talking about a garden tractor that I can convert to electric, because again, if you've not been a regular viewer, you may not know, but this is my plot. So it goes all the way down and up. It's a kind of a triangular shape. It goes all the way up to the road, all the way down. And then on the other side, it goes all the way up past my orchard. And we need to install fence posts all the way down and round, so that if I do successfully convince my wife that goats are a good idea, miniature dwarf goats, we will have a fence to protect them, and we will have a fence that means the chickens can finally come back out and not be eaten by coyotes. And so one of the things that we need to do is look for a garden tractor. Now, A lot of people would say, well, have you thought about buying an Electrac? They were a garden tractor brand that was made in the 1970s. They are still available today, used. Some of them are gently restored. Some are in stock form. And they have a starting price of about $700 or $800 US, which is not exactly affordable because they can be problematic. You know, some of them are 40 years old, so it's not like you can easily buy parts and spares for them. And additionally, they can be a bit, what's the word? They can be a little temperamental. And so buying an electric tractor that was made 40 years ago would be great. However, finding parts and spares for it and keeping it running might not be the best thing. So what I'm looking for actually right now is a garden tractor, like a ride-on lawnmower that can also be used to tow and haul things, and maybe run some attachments like a snowplow, and convert that to electric using, you know, like a Chinese motor and controller and a battery pack. Because in the summer, when we've got to do all of these modifications to the garden, we've got to put up a fence and we've got to do some other stuff, and build a greenhouse, which is also on our list. It would be useful to have a garden tractor that we can tow things with. Even if I have to initially use it as a petrol vehicle and then convert it to electric down the line, I'm okay with that. I would prefer not to, but I would be okay with that. Looks like my potatoes have succumbed to the frost. So at some point, I'm going to need to dig up, I can't get my hand down there. I'm going to need to dig up the potatoes and put them inside so they don't get frosted. Same with my parsnips, I think. What remains of my parsnips. So maybe I'll do that tonight before we get that -5 degrees Celsius winter temperature. Also one of my Christmas trees just keeps getting blown over by the wind. This is a dwarf Alberta spruce even, a dwarf Alberta spruce. It's one we bought last year. It's not going to be ready for this Christmas, but my goal is if we buy another one this year, we'll have two and we can alternate them year after year. At least that is my hope. Also, I've got to hope that my temporary greenhouse, which is this one right here, doesn't blow down, because the wind, honestly, this is the strongest wind I think we've ever had while living here. So fingers crossed that it doesn't do anything nasty, because frankly, it's too blinking cold out here. And so on that note, if you have any thoughts about DIY electric garden tractors, let us know in the comments. If you did like today's video, you know what to do. Feel free to tip us with a super thanks, and the comments section are open for your thoughts, both here and on Discord. If you want more, do subscribe, hit the bell and follow the links to regularly support us with a YouTube membership or Patreon subscription. That's for this channel and our main channel, and you'll also find links below to our Ko-Fi, Bitcoin and Swag store. Scrolling on my right is the list of amazing Charged Up supporters, and shout outs go out to our self-driving tier supporters: Mike Weeder, Patrick Boyarski, Chris Maxwell, Brian Newton, Michael Goad, Bennett Elder, Andrew Martin, Pedro Mira Pinheiro, Brophy Wolf, Chris and Michael Johnson. Who else? Tazlet in the Gong, Dan Blair, Peter Dillinger, Gordon C, Stephen O'Donoghue, Carl Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Denny Hyde, Chris Ascenta and Jim Burness. Finally super out of this world. Thanks go to our Starman level supporters: Andrew Glenn, Anonymous Freak, JP Fagerback, Joe Bresney, John Lyons, Rory Litwin, Kevin Boroughbridge, Dave Kitchen, Laura Reynolds, Marcel Ward, Matthew Drobnak, Paul Conway, Reggie Watts, Will Graylin and Ian. I'm going to go back inside where it's nice and warm. I'm going to take a dog who's been very naughty, Ghost, and ignoring me. There'll be more content on the main channel later in the week. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend, and as always, keep evolving.